What's up, YouTube? Are you unhappy with the direction Lumafusion seems to be going? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. Welcome back. My name is Ben Nielsen. I'm a media design educator and I love working on the iPad, which is why I've been using Lumafusion for several years now. Lumafusion has been hands down the best video editor on the iPad since it came out. It outclasses iMovie in every way, and there really hasn't been anything to compare with it since basically its release. But now they're facing a problem because when Apple announced their new iPad Pros, they also said that DaVinci Resolve was going to be coming to the iPad. DaVinci Resolve, one of the major editors, in fact, what I would say is the best editor that there is going to be coming to the iPad. And when we heard that, I said Lumafusion is probably going to be in trouble. They're probably going to have some big discussions at LumaTouch headquarters because this is going to eat a major share of their market. One thing is DaVinci Resolve is going to be free. It's not a paid app unless you go for the studio license, which will be an add-on. But for most people, they won't need to do that. And so it won't be a question of paying more for a better app. It'll be a question of paying less for a better app, which is going to be really hard for people to justify Lumafusion going forward. Just a few days after this announcement, LumaTouch releases Lumafusion 3.2. And I was pretty excited because I was like, man, they must be planning to do something big to show us that they're still in the game. There's something there. If I were them, this would be a time that I would release some of those features that I've been promising for over a year that haven't come out yet. Things like speed ramping and easy easing on keyframes and multicam editing. Things that they've actually demoed before, but still haven't made it to the actual app. I was like, that must be what's going to happen here. They want to show us that they're ahead of the game, that there's still a reason to use Lumafusion because not all of DaVinci Resolve's coming over, just 2 pages, just the cut and the color page. And what did we get in Lumafusion 3.2? A transition pack. Yeah, a transition pack. So basically nothing, right? Don't get me wrong, transitions are cool and all, but like I can get all the transitions that I want from Rob HK. Rob HK has been making better transitions than Lumafusion for years now. So I can get all I want from him if that's really what I need. So what I really need are those good pro features that have not come to Lumafusion yet. And I just don't see how they can hope to stay in the game against DaVinci if they're not bringing that. So I don't know if 3.2 is just a sign that they're giving up, that they're like, guess we've lost the iPad market, or if they're planning some big release soon. I just don't know why they would release 3.2 now if they're planning a big release again this year. And it has been a long time since 3.0 came out and these promises were made about these new features. They said there were going to be these packs that you would have to pay for separate, which I was totally happy to do. I want to support developers. I want to give developers who are doing good things money. So if they're releasing new features, I'm happy to pay for those features in a non-subscription way. But they just haven't materialized. They just haven't come. And this really worries me about what's going on at LumaTouch because they don't seem to be able to deliver. And DaVinci Resolve is going to eat their lunch because Blackmagic is too good at this game. They're too good at making a great editor and being able to give it away for free because they aren't software sellers. They're hardware sellers. So they can sell hardware and give their software away for free. So they have a huge advantage over LumaTouch already, and it's going to be really difficult for Lumafusion to stay in the game. Now, I love Lumafusion. Please don't get me wrong about this. I've been using Lumafusion for years, and I really, really appreciate that they made something possible that nobody else would. They made it possible to do professional video editing work on the iPad. And that changed the game for me personally and for a lot of you, I am sure. But they have to keep innovating. They have to stay in the game. I want there to be healthy competition in this space. So we need to see better stuff coming out of LumaTouch. We need to see them actually deliver on key features that we've been asking for years and that they've promised are coming. It's going to be very hard for me to recommend Lumafusion to people on the iPad once DaVinci Resolve comes out because it's hard to say spend money on this app when you don't have to spend money on this app. And this one can do just as good a job. So we don't know exactly what will come out in DaVinci Resolve, but I bet it's going to be pretty good. Their track record is really good so far. So of course I'll be releasing more videos about that as we go along. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Lumafusion 3.2? Are you happy with it? Are you excited about these transitions? Are you sad that other features haven't been released? Are you planning to stay with them or jump ship to DaVinci Resolve on the iPad? The only thing I think might keep LumaTouch hanging on is that they are still the best editor on the iPhone. I don't see DaVinci Resolve making the jump to iPhone, so Lumafusion will remain the best editor on the iPhone And it's pretty good. It's hard to squeeze those features into that tiny little screen, but they've done a passable job at it where I can actually edit shorts on the iPhone without ever having to touch the iPad or the computer. So they may remain relevant there. Remember, we'll chat in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.